Welcome to your practice. Today we are at a bit of a crossroads in the cosmic weather system. Today we have a solar eclipse which followed the lunar eclipse that we had 2 weeks ago. And tomorrow is our autumn equinox. So there's this theme of darkness or shadow. Today we'll temporarily have a shadow when the moon blocks the sun. A solar eclipse happens when the moon comes in between the earth and the sun, and it will either partially or completely block the sun from reaching earth. And then tomorrow's autumn equinox is a symbol of the seasons changing. It is when the sun is at the equator, so we'll experience equal darkness and equal daylight as we start to traverse into more darkness. I know for some of us that creates a little bit of trepidation, shorter days. Most of us love the summer warm, long nights. But winter is really a time that we can plant seeds. So if you think about planting bulbs or seeds in the fall so that they can go through the winterization and it can come bloom, whatever you're planting, can bloom in the spring. So think for just a moment here about what you'd like to plant as we go into winter. What needs to be driven down into the earth, into the ground in order to get nutrients so that it can bloom in the future. So that's what we'll be doing today, a little bit of balancing darkness with light. And we're going to start with a breath practice. It's called Kalabhati. This is a stronger breath practice. It's a blowing off. It's kind of like blowing out the dust bunnies. And so we'll take a normal inhale in, and we'll be using the exhale through the nose pretty rapidly. And I'll give you a quick demo, and then we'll begin doing it together. So if you'll watch me first, you'll inhale, normal inhale. Then the exhale, and you can feel from your solar plexus here, go. So we're going to blow out shortly, like you're blowing out candles on a cake, just with your nose. So I've suggested you might want a tissue to begin this practice, or to blow your nose before we start. So you could do that. And find your comfortable seat. I'm so glad you're joining. Okay. Whenever you're ready, take a normal inhale in. When you reach the top, take a little pause. Seal your lips and begin to blow out through your nose 10 or 12 times. And you get to decide how rigorous you want to do this. So maybe you start light, get a sense of it. We're going to do 2 more after this round. After you've completed your exhales, take a long, slow inhale in and a normal exhale out. Let's pause for a moment between breath cycles, just to notice any changes happening along the way. If you'd like to increase your exhale breath to 15 to 20, if 10 or 12 wasn't enough for you, listen to your body and what's available today. This breath is called the skull shining. So it's literally, we're blowing out the dust bunnies so that our brains, our skull, our minds can shine with luminance. Let's do it again. Breathe in when you're ready. Inhale. Long inhale. Slow, smooth exhale. Pause to notice anything happening in your body. And when you're ready, let's do this last time. Begin with your inhale. Let your body settle. And see if you notice any changes in your breathing or in the way that you feel. If you're doing this practice in the morning, you might feel more awake or more alert. Okay, let's come into cat-cow. You could use a blanket under your knees if you'd like. We'll begin our movement practice. And since today is the solar eclipse, we'll be doing some sun salutations. Stack your knees under your hips, spread your fingers wide, and stack your shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Your fingers could point slightly out towards the outer edge of your mat. Press down into the earth with your hands. Press down and feel your arms light up. And inhale, drop your lower belly as you guide your chest and chin forward and up. Exhale to push the floor away and arch your back, drawing your chin towards your chest. Move through this at your own pace. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. As you move through your cow, you're drawing up towards the lightness, the light. And as you exhale, turning inward toward your darkness. Keep moving through this as you undulate towards the light and undulate to honor your shadows. 2 more times. Spread your fingers wide and step onto your toes and push yourself back to down dog. Keep a generous bend in your knees and spin your triceps away from your ears. Inhale, come forward into plank pose and lower slowly all the way down to the ground. Leaving your hands under your shoulders, press yourself up to baby cobra, pressing down into the earth as you draw your chest forward. Exhale, return. Press yourself up to table and back to child's pose. Take a moment to set your intention for today's practice, or perhaps the autumn season. Perhaps to honor your darkness or to not dim your own light. Inhale back up to table and press yourself back to down dog. 2 or 3 breaths here. Inhale, right leg up and back when you're ready, and step between your hands. Lower your left knee to your mat. Inhale, rise up. Let's bring arms up overhead. And as you exhale, goalpost arms and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Press down into your right foot for stability. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze. Open your heart. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale, return fingertips to your mat. Step up off your left knee and step forward into forward fold. Grab each elbow with one hand here and let your neck release. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. In this forward fold, we're more internal at our own darkness, our own shadows. Grow roots down into the earth as you inhale, rise all the way up towards your light. Bring your palms together, exhale to heart center. Pause here to notice your breath and your heart rate. Release your hands down by your sides, sweep them up with your inhale, join palms together. Exhale, swan dive forward. Root your fingertips, halfway lift. Draw your shoulders down your back. You could also place your hands on your thighs and press or your shins and press into your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Root your fingertips. Step your left leg back. Lower your left knee to the ground. Inhale, come up. You could take goalpost arms and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Opening your heart. Exhale, root your fingertips. Step back to down dog. This time, lift your left foot up and back behind you and draw it past your nose. Draw your knee past your nose and plant your left foot into the mat. Lower your right knee to the ground. Inhale, rise up all the way up. Take your inhale. Exhale, goalpost arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. 2 more times. When you've completed that, root your fingertips. Step your right leg up and step up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your palms to your shins and draw your shoulders down your back. Reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Once more, root down into the earth and come all the way up. Reach up and swan dive forward once more. Root your fingertips and step your right knee back and down. Inhale, reach up, both arms. And once more, exhale to squeeze. Fingertips back to your mat and just step your left knee back and come into child's pose. You could stack your fists on top of each other and rest your forehead. What's present for you right now? Your breath, your body temperature. Come back up to hands and knees. Prepare for thread the needle. Shift your weight into your left hand and reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, loop it underneath your left armpit, coming onto your right shoulder, and walk your left hand forward. You can do any shimmying here that would feel good. And then draw your attention to your lower belly. On your next inhale, walk your left hand under your left shoulder and press firmly into the ground. Come out the way you came in, meaning reach your right fingers up and replace them to your mat. Shift your weight into your right hand. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale, left arm up to the ceiling. And exhale to loop it under your right armpit and walk your right hand forward. Notice your natural breathing in your lower belly. Nothing else to do here. Inhale, walk your right hand under your right shoulder. Press down into the earth to reach up towards the sky. And replace your hand to the floor. Last one on hands and knees. Step your right hand forward about 10 or 12 inches and exhale to sit back into child's pose. Breathe into your right side body. Inhale, rise up. Step your right hand back. Walk your left hand forward. Use your exhale to sit your hips back to your heels. Breathe into your left side body. Inhale, come back up to table. And sit back onto your heels if that's okay for you. We're going to take camel pose today. We'll see how that feels. So come up onto your shins if that's okay for your knees. In camel pose, we're going to be imagining there's a string attached to your heart and somebody is lifting it up. So we're going to go up before we come back. And what camel looks like is something like this. So that's what we're working towards, but we're all at different places. So allow your body to be nice and long, chin forward. Inhale your right arm up behind you and place it on your back pocket. So imagine you have pockets here. Inhale, left arm up and back, and slide your left hand into your left pocket. As you inhale, draw your chest up and forward, and allow a little bend in your back. Stay here. Or you could go a little bit further if you'd like, coming to your heels, keeping your chest forward, chin up. Let's come all the way back up and slowly melt into child's pose. This is a counter pose. Walk your fingertips towards your knees and come back up. We'll do camel pose one more time. Slide your hands into your back pockets. Draw your elbows together. Lift your chest and chin. Breathe here. Imagine your knees are rooting down into the earth as your chest and heart bloom up towards the sky. When you're ready with an exhale, melt down slowly, slowly into a child's pose. Walk yourself forward and extend your legs back so that you're coming onto your belly. Stretch your forearms out in front of you so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Press down into the tops of your feet. And let's just start there. Notice the change in your lower back or your back when you press down with your feet. Now press down with your forearms and guide your chest forward. Exhale, let's come all the way down. Make a pillow with your palms stacked on top of each other and turn your head to one direction. Whichever direction you turned your head, slide your knee up to your elbow. This is a nice release for the lower back. Slide your knee back down. Turn your head to center, and we'll prepare for our last cobra pose. You can bring your elbows under your shoulders. You can bring your hands under your shoulders. And draw your chest forward and up as you press down into the tops of your feet. Take one more breath here. Exhale, lower all the way down. Make a pillow once more and turn your head the opposite direction. And when you're ready, slide your knee up toward your elbow. Rest here. Slide your knee back down, turning your feet together, and then roll onto your back. Let's cross right foot over left knee for 4 square. We could thread the needle here too. If you'd like, you could take your hands and thread them to grab the back of your left thigh or your left shin, drawing your left knee toward your chest. Or if this is enough for you, you could just stay here and bring your awareness to your breathing in your lower belly. And let your body get heavy. Your shoulders, your hips. No need to hold yourself up here. Return your right foot to the mat with an exhale. And guide your left foot over your right thigh. Flex your left toes toward your left knee. And let your body relax into the earth. If you'd like to thread the needle and reach your hands behind your right hamstring or your shin. And keep your awareness at your lower belly. The rise and fall of your breath. Even when we can't see the sun shining, it's still there. This is the same with our breath. You can return your right foot to the mat. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Inhale to center. And when you're ready, exhale, let your knees fall to one side and turn your nose to the opposite direction. Inhale through center and exhale, allow your knees to drop to the other side. Move through this at your own pace, 3 to 5 times to each side. Perhaps you can stay with your breath in your lower belly, as the twist is also in your lower belly. You can place your hands there if that helps. If that feels safe enough. The next time you go to the left, let that be your last one. Inhaling knees to center. Let's bring feet to hip distance apart and draw your knees into your chest. You might like to rock side to side or a little back and forth for a gentle massage. Inhale, reach your forehead up to your knees and squeeze. Exhale to pour out into Savasana. Let your body take up as much space. If you'd like a blanket or a cover for your eyes, that can be helpful. And watch your breath as it settles here without needing to lead the breath, but become the witnesser of how your breath automatically knows how to recalibrate. You could close your eyes here if that feels okay. Let your shoulders, hips, and heels get heavy into the earth. Shavasana is a time of integration not a time of judgment and evaluation. See if you can set that aside for now. And soften your face muscles. Imagine the corners of your eyes melting into smoothness. The hinge of your jaw can be light and loose, while your tongue lays flat at the bottom of your mouth. Sometimes, as soon as we get still in our body, that's when our mind wants to race. If that's happening here for you now, again, no judgment. Just see if you can work with the mind to keep coming back to an anchor. Maybe your body breathing you, or the sensation of your heels making contact with the ground. If your mind has wandered, that's okay. Just gently guide it back. We're in a process of training in Savasana. Let your next organic exhale take your body a little heavier, a little more relaxed. Maybe letting something go with your exhale. You don't even have to know what it is. We're going to begin to bring some wakefulness back in Shavasana, but we're going to stay in Shavasana for our final meditation today. And just bring a little movement to your fingers for now and deepen your breath. If your hands can reach overhead, Bend your elbows and place your hands behind your head so that your thumbs are resting at your occipital ridge. This is the ridge at the base of your skull. With an inhale and your eyes closed, turn your gaze all the way to the right and hold here. There's no need to strive or grasp to look to the right, but just allowing your gaze to look to the right and hold. This is a practice you could do anytime to reset your nervous system. When you're ready, you can inhale and look to center. Take a few breaths here. And when you're ready, look to your left elbow. If your elbow is to the left, and hold your gaze looking left. You may notice the urge to yawn or to swallow. These are signs your nervous system is being recalibrated. Continue to look left. Come back to center. Take a few breaths here. And wiggle toes. And start to make some bigger movements like rolling wrists or ankles. Could sway your hips side to side. Bend both knees and roll to one side. All in your own time, no rush. When you're ready, you can push yourself up to your seat. That last practice was for vagal toning. Our vagus nerve runs from our eyes down to our gut. And you could do that practice to reset anytime. You could take it from a seated position. If you have a hard time reaching both arms up, you could just take one arm at a time, or you could leave your arms out of it and just use your eye gaze. I hope today's practice has been helpful, and I hope it helps you navigate today's solar eclipse and the equinox. Thanks for being here.